Hello, this is Vincent, and here's my Unity project I made after a bit of tinkering with the script. Here's the final result first. As you can see, we have the cubes changing in color each time each time the timer resets, and they're all going in different directions. I'm not entirely sure why they keep all spawning in the same center spot. Like, that's obviously messing up the trajectory, but them moving in different directions is intentional. So I'm not sure what this is about. Since you could see earlier, they were all evenly spaced out, but here they are just spawning in the same spot before flying away. And I was able to achieve this by, first of all, taking the taking the timer, not the timer, the channel to change, and basically making it so that, and throwing it down here into update with the like with with the if statement, so that every time the timer hits zero and resets, so does random to change, allowing the color, allowing it to then constantly randomly choose each of these different if statements every time the timer hits zero, like allowing for that. On top of that, I decided to also add some to basically make it so that the three cubes all just flew in different directions on top of that, which I did, as you can see here, by adding by adding a few other integers that use the also random range. Instead, in this case, a range of -10 to +10 for the x, y, and z coordinates. So that here, whenever it hits, if it's red, it, like, on top of the timer, on top of the timer influencing its movement, the random move number here, like, is also influencing that as well. I also added, like, a few, like, for X, Y, and Z, for red, green, and blue. I added the -1s here to help it differ, to make sure that, to, like, just help make sure that, like, they don't always go in the same direction. They don't always, like, move. Like, I have, like, all these to help make sure that they actually try moving different directions and whatnot. Because earlier I noticed that since I only had, like, one random movement item, and as a result, all the cubes kept just going in the same direction, like up, down, etc. And it didn't really look all that good. It didn't really look all that fun compared to this. So yeah, that's about it. I also did. I also wanted to add some color, like color changing. Basically, my intention was, like, I originally wanted to make it so that instead of just red, green, and blue, it could potentially go through, like, just the color wheel entirely, like, cycle, just randomly picking RGB values from the entire 0 to 255 range, and, and seeing, and then, every time it loops, a different, like, wildly different colors would show. But I couldn't really get that, since, like, how in class, really, like, it didn't seem to work at first, and I tried it a few times here, and still I couldn't get it to work. So I just settled with just making all the cubes fly in random directions, while also changing colors each time, since, like, it gets the job across better than constantly opening and constantly hitting play and pause over and over again. And that's about it. Thank you for sitting through this.